Welcome to Friday with FG. I'm showing my cards. I'm showing you guys that I don't have a social life. That going out drinking is not my thing. Drinking poses a health risk, a safety concern. And I'd rather do charts with you guys than deal with the financial impact and the social consequences. I don't want it to hit my productivity and performance. I want to be a high performance individual. I want to look at the charts every day with my people. And I want to become a Giga Chad. So go ahead and pour in, and we're going to make it a good Friday night. And I love you guys. Gazgano, good to see you, man. We'll be shilling that Amigo code, and we'll be getting into the markets. Let everybody pour in. I'll be back in a few. Hey everybody. How's everyone doing? Good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. It's good to have you in. I'm happy to have you guys. Happy to spend my Friday evening here being productive instead of wasting my life away, man, drinking alcohol or doing dumb shit, man. Went for a hike in the heat, the summer heat, and it took everything out of me, man. I came home and went to sleep, bro. Good to see you guys in the chats. Taking me a little bit to get started here, man. This is a little bit later than usual. So these are my most loyal subjects in here tonight. It's good to have you guys in. But for most of you guys, you'll probably be watching tomorrow, Saturday morning. So we'll see how everything holds up. But we did have a daily candle close. For the S&P, we got a little red candle indicating the possibility of a small, a smaller sized correction in the S&P. Do see the potential for like a daily overall kind of divergent move, yellow oscillator about to cross the zero line, even though we are above a lot of our macro anchors here, and we do have a lot of upside left. So if I was a betting man, I'd say that we're going to come down a little bit, potentially to fill this gap in the S&P here, and then possibly continue up. The Dixie looking like not really much to say here. Still looking like it needs more follow through on these bearish weekly waves here. I noticed silver was doing really great. Silver's a good commodity that's been pumping. Just broke these highs. So that's something to be looking at. Platinum had an okay day. BTC dominance still aiming up on the weekly there. A little bit of turbulence here, but I still believe that eventually BTC dominance will go up to 60%. As for Bitcoin, a little bit of sideways and up. So yesterday we were not over the all-time high anchor. We were not over the orange all-time high anchor yesterday. We came up. My brother was in a sick long too. My brother longed this shit. So props to him. He caught this is not how he would have said it, but how I frame the markets with these VWAPs. Looks like he caught a nice bounce on the Q2 anchor there. So that was a nice support level to catch that kind of divergent last gasp of air. You get that first impulse and then you get that second divergent impulse. So, right now, Bitcoin's looking a little divergent. Looking like it needs to just dig in a little bit more, some sideways up kind of action. Sideways up is what I'm feeling for Bitcoin. But even if it, has to come down a bit, as long as it holds over the monthly May anchor, it can still remain bullish. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin as long as it remains over 62,226. But if we were to fall below that somehow, I would start to consider like bearish again on Bitcoin. So yeah, it's like I believe like sideways up on Bitcoin, but not too much has progressed there on the Bitcoin thing. Bitcoin's just like kind of slow, man. Whereas we look at the altcoins, and a lot of alts have really moved, man. Look at these winners here. I wonder if our boy Turbo Daddy's in the chat, because he loves Jupiter, so his coin just freaking pumped. Good for him. Some weird ones here. Bitcoin Cash. ETH Classic had like a little pump. Just like one of those overall green crypto days that we're observing here. Bunch of shit that I don't have, except some Solano. My Solano that I just swapped in did really good. Damn, I need to get some ICP, some Internet Computer Protocol. But yeah, Link having a little more follow through after yesterday's crazy day. Man, Solana versus ETH is definitely one of the big rivalries right now. So let's compare the charts. So ETH did have a bit of a rally back. ETH's coming up over these anchors here. It's about to contend with its Q2. If ETH can come over its Q2 anchor, that is a good sign. But the chart we really want to look at is ETH BTC. And it does seem to have found a BitBoy green dot bottom. The only issue is that we're under these downsloped anchors, and so even if ETH BTC were to come all the way up like 5%, I still would not be at a point where I'd want to hold that much ETH in my portfolio. Meanwhile, if we look at Sol BTC is very clearly a much better chart in terms of, do I want to swap my Bitcoin into this shitcoin? Sol BTC, as you guys are looking here, Solana picked a side over its VWAPs, and it is running. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's doing what we want the top number 2 altcoin in our portfolios to do. And so for me, my 2 top altcoins are Chainlink and Solana, not ETH. I believe that if ETH does good, I have hopes that Link will do better if ETH does do good. So I'm really banking on Link. I basically swapped my Ethereum into Solana and Link. But if Ethereum can regain and just get into a much more healthy state, it has to come up a lot, guys, honestly. And I'm happy to get back into ETH at a higher price. But I only want to get into ETH when it's in a healthy uptrend. I'm going to accept that. I don't want to knife catch ETH anymore. I'm done with this shit, you know? So it's a risk thing. It's a personal thing for me. But if ETH can come up, this ETH BTC chart starts looking more promising, then I'll switch some Bitcoin into it. But I like that. Like, I didn't have enough Link in Solana, so I'm happy that I swapped my ETH for Link and Sol. Because Sol is doing really good, man. Look at Solana. Looks like it's got more upside. We slapped a volatility band on the Q2 bearish anchor here, which we've come over. And it looks to me like Sol could go up to 200. Is my volume okay, guys? Hopefully my volume's okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So if my swapping out of ETH is a bottom signal, that's great. I'm happy for ETH if that is what happens, but I don't know. I'm just gonna come in when the grass is greener, when it's uptrending, when we got some anchors below us that are actually pushing us up. You know, I've learned a lot over the last couple months in regards to these volume weighted anchors, the kinds of charts that I want to be messing around with, you know. So yeah. But what else do I have to say, man? Let's look at the flows here. So the flows are still positive, a little bit less positive than yesterday, but still very positive, still doing really good. So the inflows looking real good. Any crypto news that's noteworthy? So I know that like the GameStop stock tumbled and they've been halting that stock and like just all sorts of shenanigans with that whole debacle. I think it's only a matter of time before these people like start trading cryptos, man, because that whole GameStop thing is just messed up, bro. I realized I was in the dark, man. I'm like goblin mode. Now, hopefully that lighting's better. Yeah, spot Bitcoin ETF inflows. Oh, okay, they've made up for the April outflows. So the inflows have eaten up those April outflows. That's cool. SEC's war on DeFi. It's crazy how despite these things that the market holds up quite well. Kind of evidence that we're in a bull run, right? When you have such terrible news, you have like World War III and just FUD out the wazoo, man, coming from every which way. And Bitcoin only sees like a 20 something percent correction. What was that Bitcoin correction? Pretty relatively small correction, relatively small bull market correction for how many terrible things came at us, man, and continue to come at us. Coinbase says market underestimating the timing and odds of spot Ethereum ETF. Right off the bat, I'd say not necessarily, because the first of all, price is king. You know, if ETH has ETFs and stuff, great, let's get them approved, and then we'll dump a little more, and then ETH can show what it's made of. But if you say you're gonna do something great, that's only the beginning, man. No one gives a shit about promises, especially in this crypto space. This is full of empty promises. This crypto ecosystem that we're in. ETH has some real competition, and it's an era of performers, not fluff. Yeah, that's my take on that. Is an ETH ETF is the beginning of something great. And any good movie starts with a terrible scene of the hero getting pooped on by the villain, you know? And so ETH hasn't even started its hero's journey. JP Morgan revised Bitcoin production cost estimate. I remember reading somewhere that a Bitcoin costs like $53,000 to mine. Now, I guess this is saying they're revising it. Now it's 45. Or maybe that 53K was wrong, because this is saying that it was 42, now it's 45. That's a pretty tight margin though, like. That's a pretty tight margin for Bitcoin to be at these levels. You know, you only have that much profit for spending all that electricity. Thank God for renewables, man. I think it's cool that the El Salvador president, like, he mines Bitcoins with a volcano, bro. That's like some evil supervillain shit. Yeah, thank God for renewables. But my take on Bitcoin costing energy in general is like, it's totally worth it. Like, money is spiritual potential. Money is our ability to transact goods and services between people and to actualize our dreams, whether good or bad, right? It pretty much is the lifeblood of human interaction in general. So I see no better use of electricity. It's like revolutionized what electricity is. Electricity, what used to just be a flip a switch and it's a light bulb. It gives us light. But electricity is now turning into light in an abstract sense. Light, like our ability to shine light in dark circumstances with money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like turning power into light, both physically and abstractly, I guess. I don't know. I promise I didn't smoke weed today, but that's some shit. I should be having this conversation with Crown Chakra, man, not gonna lie. I'm not an expert, but I just feel like there's no better use of electricity than something like cryptocurrency. That's why I'm a fan of proof of work, man. You know, when ETH transitioned from proof of work to proof of stake, that didn't really like hype me up, you know? Like I kind of like proof of work. It's a cool concept. Joe Deere says you're high AF. For sure, man, for sure. I'm just microdosing on some shrooms, bro. I'm just on just a little bit of shrooms, bro. I'm microdosing. Do you guys want me to look at any charts? Let me know any charts you want me to look at, and I will look at them. And it's gonna be a good weekend. You know what I'm saying? We'll be coming back on Monday, hopefully with a more clear vision of the markets. Moon Lambo wants me to look at Theta. Let's take a peek at Theta. Thanks for giving me a job. Thanks for giving me something to do, man. Coming up over the May anchor on Theta here. Theta looking like this month. It's turning around for the month. Was looking a little iffy there for a second. But if we slap an anchor on the April 1st, that Q2, what's that look like? Interesting. So you got this blue line, that's your Q2 anchor, man. So if Theta could come over 2.34, then you potentially have some upside there. So I would say look for a break of $2.34, and you could eventually see that larger swing, but you're at resistance, so I wouldn't be planning on that kind of swing play on Theta until the actual bullish break of 2.34. Currently, we're not there yet. Currently, Q2 is resistance. And so, if anything, this is going to range sideways in between this $2 and $2.34 level for the time being. So, it is in the gulag, but at least May is looking hopeful for you, bro. You got 2 more weeks left in May for this to come up. That's a long time, man. That's 14 daily candles that Theta has to break that Q2, and next month could be bullish for Theta for sure. Etameo wants me to look at Jasmy. Man, most of these coins I've done analysis on in the past, but it looks like this one we have not. So in terms of May, we're riding this upper volatility band. May's been a good month here. Overall, we are holding this nice sideways range after a big pump. So it's showing some strength after a big pump for us to be able to hold these levels. Now, from a quarterly standpoint, we are coming over that Q2 anchor, man. So Jasmy, unlike Theta, which is still under this anchor, Jasmy's having the kind of move that we're looking for on Theta. We're getting that actual move out of the Q2. That little bounce of the little whale splash of support on top of the Q2. Now, another anchor I want to look at is the year to date. And you can see that Jasmy's been holding over the year to date. You can see how the year to date was Jasmy's backup this whole time, man. This is why the year to date's a really important key level of dynamic support and resistance, no matter what asset you're looking at. But look, I mean, this is the level to be accumulating this shitcoin at, you know. And so it skids on that, bounces up, finds some support on the May anchor. That gives it the little oomph it needs to come up and get over that Q2. And it's at a point now where there is no anchored VWAP downward pressure. So we could take this quarter 2 anchor, put a volatility band, and you could see potentially where this thing could go. A potential swing trade of 30% move for you. Potentially. Not too bad, Edame. Good suggestion, man. Casablankovic, natural gas, 2-week div. What's the ticker for natural gas? Isn't it just nat gas? Yeah. Nat gas. 2-week div, you say? Oh my lord. Oh, what a chart, man. What a chart. Yeah, this is a real textbook bullish div. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen something like this, man. A nice 2-week bull div at some macro support. Oh my gosh, dude. Natural gas, man. What a chart. Thank you, Casablankovic. I'm so blessed to have such smart people in my community, man. This chartist. I feel like a lot of you guys should just freaking go public, man, and just be your own personalities. Why even watch my ass, man? You guys are like pros, bro. Nat Gas though, like just having an amazing Q2. You see how it gains traction. You get the little bounce of support, and there's not much holding that shit down, man. Look at this daily Nat Gas curvature, man. Market Cipher B, absolutely killing it. By the way, in terms of Market Cipher, we have that Amigo code going on. We have a 30% discount on Market Cipher. 30% off, lifetime and 1 year. Just give it a shot. If you don't like it, do a refund. But click the link in my description if you're interested in the oscillators that we use. Best oscillators in the game. Pair them with any key level analysis you got, whether it's Fibonacci or the anchored VWAPs or whatever, and you got everything you need for a lifetime of professional technical analysis. You got a community of traders, influencers, artists, all looking at the same things as you. We're in this together, man. We're real people helping real people. You get the Discord community, and overall, it's just a good deal, man. Get the whole package for life. Amigo, 30% off. So yeah, that Nat Gas, man. Market Cipher killing it on natural gas here. I guess I could say that it is coming up for these old highs over here, man. We did have a big dump down, so this has a lot of potential upside. If I take a volatility band and I put it on Q2, I am guessing that, yeah, we're just overstretched, man. That's a crazy run. I mean, usually you hit that upper volatility band and you're expecting some sort of correction back down. But nah, man, Nat Gas is just like going up, bro. Now, if we put an anchor at like this top here, this is the idea that Nat Gas is bearish, right? That idea died. You can see that this volume weighted bearish idea, you know, when the price comes over this, it's like GG bears, you know. If you put an anchor at the bottom, you can see a kind of similar to the May anchor. It's not really doing much for us. Now there is this anchor from the all-time high, so this is like a level that you want to watch, you know, going into the future. If we can come up here, this is some major resistance. Is the anchor from this all-time high up here. But if you break above that, then you make that play up to the all-time high. So that's another key important level to watch on natural gas. It's just a volume weighted anchor right there on that summer of 22 high right there. I got a feeling like that's where this is probably running to, man. Likely. Just because you got this major wave reading here. Not only do you get the bull div action on these more recent daily waves, but you have this like overall like a big blob of waves over here, and then these waves as well. So it's like you got two big pushes of downward pressure that create that larger bull div that you see on the weekly. So man, that's what a suggestion, bro. Good suggestion. John S says, check out copper. Man, what's the ticker for copper? What should I look up for? Look at our copper here. Copper is looking like silver, kind of. They look quite similar. Crypto independence is cop. Is it just cop? I don't think it's copper, bro. I'll just do copper here, man. But yeah, it looks like we're breaking these highs here. That's cool. That's cool. Let's slap a year to date on here. Let's see how this year's been. Big year for precious metals, man. Gold, platinum, silver, copper. They've all been justly, as they deserve, pumping up in price. It's gonna be hard to do an anchored VWAP analysis on this just because it's just kind of running, bro. Quite bullish, man, on copper. Man, oh man. Look at the blue wave on the weekly. You get a red dot, and then look, it's like already being saved. Yeah, that disappointing red dot. But then you just got sideways up. You got when the oscillators cool off, but it's like going up. That's super bullish, man. You get a green dot countering that. That's nuts, man. That's like something that goes on at a point like this in the markets. You see like red dot, boom, green dot, and then it's like boom, more up, you know? So maybe copper's gonna go up higher. That's another good one, man. Obviously we know silver's booming. The platinum chart looks really great as well. Kalechi Ogucha says look at Ondo. Ondo was one of those coins I saw in the bubbles. That was really murdering it, man. Really murdering it. We're gonna zoom in, man. I'm gonna get you the scoop on the Ondo. Put that May and April anchors on. Slap a one at the birth of Ondo. Man, look at the lifetime volume weighted average price keeping us up. Good accumulation on that anchor. What's what we like to see. Some ebbing and flowing. You know, your Q2 acts as a steady guide for the price. Not the best for catching bounces, but at least it's acting as that steady guide. And finally, we get the follow through on the May anchor. May is a good month for Ondo. We'll have to slap a volatility band on this Q2, man, since we did come over it. How high could Ondo go? Looks like it's overstretched, man. If there's a crazy bullish case for this getting manipulated up like that copper chart and keep going, like you could keep rolling with it, you know. But this is pretty stretched out already, man. You're at triple top territory. I guess it just depends if you want to just froth and fummel and flop and grope into this shit, man. That volatility is already stretched. I'm not going to be the best at telling you like how high something goes in terms of all-time high shit, you know? Who knows, bro? Etamea, let's look at Wild, bro. Let's look at Wild for you. I'm having a hard time deciding which exchange I should. I usually check Bybit or Mexi. But, I guess we'll just look up this Bitfinex chart. Butfinex. Just now finding some traction on that May anchor, so you're still early to the party from that May standpoint. Early to the party, bro. Only issue is you're in the gulag, bro. A bearish Q2. Not one of the best performers in the space. historically, but a little bit of potential here that it could run up to that Q2, a 20% move there before you hit some stiff resistance potential. Not in the strongest position, but in a decent position from a May standpoint. Spence Hogg says, how do I like the headphones? They're alright, man. These are just some old, reliable ones that I've had for a while. Nothing special, man. I'm plugged in, I'm locked in. A little bit of anchor trigger for you there on the 1 hour on that wild coin, bro. You get the macro anchor support, anchor triggers. Not looking bad, man. Any other suggestions? You guys are super chill. You guys are like being super chill tonight. Not really much to go over, man. It was an exciting morning. You know, what else do we gotta cover, man? I will say that Bitcoin's looking divergent, man. Looking, we are over in this bullish posture. We had a good bounce on the Q2 anchor and some follow through. I'd love to see it, but we're looking at a re-entry point on Bitcoin here. This seems to me like some profit taking levels for anyone who longed off that Q2 anchor. And so just from like a 1 hour chart perspective, this has got to cool off, and I got to see what happens at these momentum lows over the weekend. But my guess is like sideways. Just sideways, man. Sideways, potentially sideways up. When we look at the daily, the wave isn't turned over yet. Kind of just getting started here. Money flow seems to be coming back to life. Money flow hasn't even kicked online yet, so it would make sense if we held sideways a bit, you know, let these anchors flatten out. Let it play out a bit. Crypto Independence says, you think 56K is possible or even 52? Definitely a good question, man. You know, if we were to lose the year to date, if we were to lose 59,683, then I would expect that extra little 11.7% dumperoni. Do I expect 56? Man, I feel like if the market just loses 59.6, we go down to the 52s. I don't really think that this 56K level is that relevant anymore. There was just, basically this was just a year-to-date test with a little bit of fear and capitulation going on. I don't really think that this 56K level was like specifically targeted for any specific reason. If anything, like that, you know, this 59 level was the real level to watch. And so if we lose this year-to-date anchor here, then that would be bad. We would probably fall down to the previous quarter's anchor. This green line is an AVWAP placed on Q4 of 2023. Not really sure why it's such a relevant anchor. I mean, it is the start of the run, I guess you could say. You know, it's like it was basically the start of like when we really pretty much know Bitcoin's in a bull run. Is the last quarter of last year when we got the ETF dump. So the ETF happened right here, right? It was a sell the news event. Where do we go? We fall right back to the previous quarter's anchor. So you get that new quarter. you get Q1 of 2024. But before we do anything on top of Q1 of 2024, first we got to test Q4 of 2023. And you get this little dick and balls downward pump, fall back on that anchor. So, you know, what I was thinking is that, you know, this is our Q2 of 2024, right? So it made sense that we had to do something similar. We had to fall back down to the previous quarter's anchor in a kind of leapfrogging kind of motion. Like before Q2 of this year can end up being a bullish year, let's find some, let's confirm the previous quarter as support first before we go up, right? If Bitcoin does that, that would be amazing. Basically, the market would be acting in this very scripted pattern of like, you get a quarter, old quarter support, follow through. You get a new quarter, old quarter support, follow through. So that's what I want to happen. And even from a monthly standpoint, you know, we don't have to wait for every quarter for these big back tests to happen. Even on a monthly standpoint, this shit still goes down. Like, you could see how, like for instance, this green line is our May anchor, right? And the April anchor is this red anchor that was generated up here. So when May begins, where do we go? We immediately go all the way up and we test the previous month as resistance. So it seems to me like whether you're talking about a asset from a monthly or a quarterly standpoint, you get a new quarter or a new month, and what does it want to do? It wants to run back to the previous month's AVWAP. And so I think that, you know, going into the future, there's free money on the table for us in this AVWAP community I've created. You guys know how these anchors work now. We're learning how the anchors work. I'm still learning too. I'm watching how they perform, and I'm very pleased with them. But it seems to me like at the start of every month, we go back to the previous month. So let's say, like, you know, May continues to be bullish. Let's say we do something like this, right? Now look, like this is where June begins. I'll do a vertical line on June 1st. So we're gonna get a new anchor, right? And we'll place that anchor at some point like this, like at a maybe like a slightly higher point than the old all-time high. Maybe we get a new all-time high in the next 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But we place an anchor, and what's probably going to happen is that we get some downside on that until when? Until we hit this May anchor, right? So I believe there's a major swing short off June 1st, back down to the May anchor. You know, like you guys can see this move happening in advance. We're gonna freaking catch this shit. I'm gonna catch this shit with you guys. The little leapfrogging action, man. But now that I feel confident with the anchors, like, you know, a month and a half, 2 months ago, I made that video. These are the AVWAPs that we want to watch on Bitcoin. And we had to sit here and watch every one of these anchors play out, like, very well. The technically based ones off of, like, your yearly low, your yearly high are cool. But it seems to me like the interval-based anchored VWAPs are very scripted. Like, the leapfrogging from quarter to quarter and from month to month. Possibly even from week to week, too. I'd have to do some deeper analysis on the weekly. But you guys got a good idea of my strategy here, you know? When we're sandwiched in all these anchors, it's scalp mode. Don't get too attached. But we are entering what appears to be like a swing kind of period in the markets. Like, we could potentially get some sideways up, and then go a little bit parabolic up to a new all-time high. We hit a new month. We hit June 1st. Oh shit. Bitcoin's gonna have to come down to the May anchor, find some support before anything good happens in June. Yeah. Anything else, any other questions you guys got? Any other charts you want me to look at? I see Bonk, Solano, Ordi. Let's look at Solano again. Solano, guys, I'm bullish on Solano. I swapped some ETH for Solano. It's over its anchors. I believe that this 30% pump on Solano is just playing out slowly but surely. Bullish on Solano. Sol BTC in a similar look. Look at the Sol BTC running on those anchors. Potentially another 2 more weeks of pumps. The rest of the month pumps. We'll look at Bonk. Waiting on Bonk. We're waiting on Bonk to overcome what looks like it's all-time high anchor here, bearing down. But hopefully this can get some of that meme coin liquidity rotation going on in there, because even a test of, I mean, look at a test of the all-time high is a 2x. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So really watch if Bonk can get over 2.7 cents. This purple line here, it's currently at 2.45 cents. If we can get over 2.7 cents, you're looking at a potential almost 2x on your money on Bonk. Not something to ignore. And the whole point of these anchors is like so you can buy strength. You know, you're not buying the dip. You're not catching this fucked up doomsday wicks. You're not catching these wicks down here. So you don't hit the absolute bottoms when you buy like anchor strength, you know. But you do tend to catch the juiciest part of the run. When you you know, you don't have to wait as long. It's less risk. If you get stopped out, so be it, but you have the level that you would place your stop loss at, right? You have the key level of support that it needs to hold. Someone said, look at Ordi. Ordi's in the gulag. What do you want me to say, man? Ordi is in the gulag. Definitely some better charts to be looking at. Even if a bullish case does happen, we like to see good charts, you know. I do really love this 5-day. Look at that 5-day wave. That's a gnarly wave, man. Weekly, about to round up. Yellow oscillator about to cross up. Potentially something good here cooking. I would say let it come up a bit, you know. I don't know. It's not in the best bullish posture, but Market Cipher B is giving you some good kind of leading indications of potentially something good happening. But you guys know me, I'm not a knife catch under a VWAP longer. I am a flopping grope strength after the dip. FOMO frothing, bro. I'm a Buzz Lightyear kid. SMT. Let's look at SMT. Hopefully you're talking about the crypto. This swarm markets. Is this what you're looking at here? Bull div on the daily. I like this daily. You see the RSI is nice and cooled off. Came down to that good level of support. Dug in there with 2 bottoms. Divergent wave on the daily. Man. Coming up over May. You just got a swing slash... You just got to play up to that Q2 anchor pretty much. Good little move there, potentially. Not having a great Q2, but could potentially for the rest of May have a good run retesting. What I like is that May, you know, it has not tested the previous month's anchor as resistance yet, right? So you could just take a risk, create an idea. I believe Swarm Markets is going to retest the previous month's anchor. And you just place your stop on the, like, below the May anchor. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of ideas that I want you guys generating with these anchors. Etame wants me to look at Rose. Man, all these charts are in such a similar, like, where they're under the Q2, right? But then their Mays are looking good. All their Mays are looking like they want to retest the previous month. Looks like May, it already did get that retest. I don't know, it's kind of mid to me, bro. It's kind of mid. Because we already got that April retest after May began. You know. But you could get another one. Oh, we gotta look at ICP for Anthony, man. Let's look at ICP. ICP had a really good day, man. And we do see a little bit of kind of a bull div. Kinda. I like the flat level of support that this is holding. A little bit of a hidden bullish div kind of going on here. Little trigger wave on the 5-day. Weekly still waiting to be saved. It's making that play up to Q2, man. We're testing Q2 as resistance. You got a little 8.5%er right there. If you want to have a stop below your May anchor and try to go for that 8.5% little move, go for it, bro. With. Let's look at with. With having a hard time coming under the May, under the Q2. Not the time yet for whiff, not gonna lie. Hopefully some of the meme coin money can rotate around and give whiff some love. I don't know, man. Are people like into the cat coins now or something? Or the dog coins not doing so well? I'm not sure, man. Should have been a similar boat. Daniel wants me to look at Arweave. I think Arweave had a good day as well. Damn. Okay, Arweave's looking strong, bro. Look at this Arweave chart. We're at all-time highs. Weekly bounces off the 60 line. Lets us know it's still in runaway train mode. Gotta be careful of those knives to the upside when you're over the plus 60 line. You heard it here first. FG's the one who invented that idea. Yeah, I've seen it happen before, bro. You don't count shit out until we go below that 60 line, man. Puts a smile on my face every time a blue wave is over 60 and then you get pumps, man. But yeah, May's been amazing for Arweave. Check the volatility band. How high can we go? A little more upside on there, potentially. You're at rescue level resistance here. You know, it's obviously an enticing level to sell at. It's probably going to run until June, bro, and then dump down to the May anchor. Etamea asks a cool question. He says, how do you like SR? Very great tool for me. I love NickCipher SR. NickCipher SR is like what led me on the path to learning the anchored VWAP tool. I love the key levels and the support and resistance on SR. But truth be told, in the last bull cycle, when I was long scalping ETH. It was just the intraday VWAP and market cipher B was all I needed to find little plays. This intraday VWAP is like the proper original VWAP. But I would just catch little plays like just this little shit like this. Like you see, you know, a hidden bull div over the intraday, right? So price action is over a bullish intraday, and you get a bull div over the intraday. That usually leads to a deeper move up. And so I was able to make a lot of money just with these two indicators, but I've gotten even better at using VWAPs. Now we use anchored VWAPs. The same concept, but instead of placing one at the start of every day, we place them wherever the hell we want. We place them, you know, technically based, perhaps off of a low, right? And so if we can come over this line here, you get that deeper follow through to the upside. You see how like when it gains traction over both the intraday and the AVWAP placed at that low, you get that deeper follow through. So that was one thing I was missing with trading just with the intraday and market cipher B, was I lacked macro key levels to form good trade ideas around. I was just kind of scalping, you know. But now with the AVWAPs, it's like I completed the strategy. You know, there was like a part missing in the strategy. And you could even add, I love adding DBSI in here too. I mean, this is another form of great trend bias. You see, I treat the 200 EMA just like a VWAP in terms of like, you want it to be upsloped for longs. You want price to be over the EMA, and you want the EMA to be green and sloped up for that better follow through on your longs. Meanwhile, if the EMA and the VWAP are sloped down, you see this kind of shit, that tells me I want to be looking for waves over the zero line for shorts. So these two tools are really great together. Kind of taking like the best parts of all the market cipher tools and like using them together. This setup right here with your intraday VWAP, your DBSI, and just some macro anchors backing you up, man, I swear that's all you need, bro. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, good question, man. Good question. Thanks for asking me. Good questions, good suggestions tonight, guys. I think that's it for me, man. I'm going to call it a night. But I'm going to miss you guys over the weekend, man. This was a fun week for the markets. May's been a great month. And I'll be back on Monday killing it, man. I'll be killing it. We'll be killing it. Keep making that money. Keep working on yourselves. And God bless you guys. Have a good one.